Addod Solutions. Add-on desires.
Hello viewers, welcome to Addod Solution Daily Current Affairs. I am Lokesh Penugunda. This session includes the today's current affairs based on the Hindu and the Indian Express, and later we'll see some practice MCQs in the end. We'll begin with the first article. Cooperation Ministry will usurp the states' rights. So, what is this article mainly talking about? After the cabinet reshuffling, we have seen a new ministry being formed. This is the Cooperation Ministry. This is the Cooperation Ministry, and it is headed by Mr. Amit Shah. Mr. Amit Shah, who is also the Minister of Home Affairs. And it is stated that as this cooperation is a state list subject, bringing in a cooperative ministry at the union level might lead to taking away the powers of the states. So, what is this state list subject talking about? In the Indian Constitution, there is something called as the 7th schedule of the Constitution. There is the 7th schedule. In the 7th schedule, there are 3 parts. First is the state list, second is the union list, the third is the concurrent list. Concurrent list. If a topic or a subject is kept under the state list, then only the state legislatures can make laws upon it. Similarly, if a subject or a topic is kept under the union list, only the union parliament, that is the Indian parliament, can make laws on it. For example, there is a subject called as police, there is a subject called as law and order, there is a subject called as irrigation. All these are subjects coming under the state list. So, only a particular state legislature can make laws on these subjects. Whereas, there are subjects like defense that include army, navy, air force. We have subjects such as the foreign relations, foreign trade. All these comes under the union list. So, only the parliament can make laws that could be applicable on the Indian Army, Indian Navy, railways and many other subjects. Whereas, there is something called as a concurrent list. If a subject or a topic is kept under the concurrent list, both the union parliament or a particular state legislatures can make a law on this particular subject. So, we can understand this through all these examples. Now we'll see how many subjects are kept in which type of list. In the state list, currently there are 61 subjects. Earlier there used to be 66. So what happened to the rest 5 subjects? In the year 1976, the Indian Parliament has taken some subjects from the state list and shifted the state list subject to the concurrent list. So, when the 47 concurrent list subjects has added, when we add 5 more subjects from the state list to the concurrent list, it became 52 subjects. So, you can see how a subject or a topic can be shifted from one list to the other list by the Indian Parliament. So, we can see that in the state list there are currently 61 subjects, in the concurrent list there are currently 52 subjects, and in the union list, there are approximately 100 subjects. So, these are regarding the union, state and concurrent list that have been kept under the 7th schedule of the Constitution. Only the Indian Parliament is empowered to shift one subject or one topic from one list to the other list. So, this is with respect to the first article of today's session. Next article. The NGT branch in Delhi is not superior to the zonal branches. So, what is this NGT branch? NGT stands for National Green Tribunal. National Green Tribunal. So, what is this National Green Tribunal and what is the major function of this body? In the year 2010, the Indian Parliament has passed the National Green Tribunal Act. So in the year 2010, an act was passed which allowed the Indian Parliament, Indian government to set up national green tribunals at various parts of the country. So what is the objective of setting up this institution? It will be a specialized body to deal with disputes regarding the environment. So whatever issues, whatever problems that are dealing with the environment, this National Green Tribunal body will look into this and will solve this issue. You should note that whatever petitions that have been filed in this National Green Tribunal, they have to be cleared by this institution or this judicial body within 6 months. Within 6 months. So you can understand how it is differing from normal courts. In the normal courts, it may be High Court, it may be Supreme Court, or it may be even district courts. If you go to these courts and if you file a petition, it might take sometimes more than 10 to 15 years as well. So to prevent this happening and to overcome this issue, the National Green Tribunal is set up so that it can clear a petition and clear a file within 6 months. After bringing in this act, Indian Parliament has brought out National Green Tribunals at 5 places. It has brought out at 5 places. One is Delhi, other is Bhopal. We have a tribunal even in Mumbai. So this happened in the year 2010. In the year 2017, the Indian government, that is the union government, has stated that the Delhi branch of this NGT will be superior to the other 4 branches that have been established in the country. Now, the Tamil Nadu High Court, which is the Madras High Court, after going into the details of this 2017 order, making the Delhi body superior to other bodies, have stated that this is unitary, this is done by the Indian government, as there is no law to make the National Green Tribunal branch of Delhi superior to other branches. We are invalidating it. So all the 5 branches are having same powers now, as that the Madras High Court has struck down the Union government's 2017 notification. So this is with respect to the National Green Tribunals and the High Court of Madras judgment yesterday. Next we have an article where the Delhi cabinet has approved the real-time source study to combat the air pollution. Every year in the months after the monsoon season, especially in the winter season, we see huge pollution and smog in the Delhi area. So to prevent this and to take mitigative action as to reduce this pollution in Delhi, the Delhi's cabinet has approved the real-time study to combat air pollution. So what do you mean by a real-time study? Real-time study is nothing but it will study the pollution levels at each day. So if there is any hike in the pollution at a particular place, this committee will give the government some recommendations as to how you can reduce this pollution. So some measures can be closing down some industries which are polluting, closing down some construction activities that can take place, or you can use some water guns as to reduce the pollution in the air. So this body will recommend the government as to how you can reduce the environmental pollution. You should note that this is the first state or union territory in India which has set up this real-time source study to combat pollution. Next also we have an article regarding Delhi where it is stated that the Indian capital, that is Delhi, has brought out a color-coded COVID plan approved. So what does this color-coded COVID plan deal with? In India, we have seen how numerous states have been sometimes issuing regulations regarding the restriction of people so as to reduce the COVID impact, COVID infections, and sometimes we have seen how these restrictions are being eased by the states when the COVID cases is very less. So the Delhi government has come out with this capital's color-coded COVID plan, wherein the government will impose several restrictions based on the COVID impact on that particular union territory. So we'll see what is the criteria and how many levels have been brought out through this color coded COVID plan. For example, if the positivity rate is more than 0.5% for 2 consecutive days, or if there are 1500 cases, or if there are 500 beds being used for oxygen beds, in all these cases or any of these cases, the government will issue a yellow alert. It means it is the first alert. That means the COVID cases have just started or at a very low level. So government might bring down some restrictions, like it might bring restrictions like you can only open some institution from morning 6 to night 9 o'clock. So there is some restrictions if you are going into level 1, which is yellow colored. Next is the level 2, which is the amber color. It is stating that if the positivity rate is more than 1%, or if the total cases in the Delhi is 3,500 cases, or if the oxygenated bed usage is 700, then in any of this case, the government will issue the amber alert or the level 2 alert. In this, more number of restrictions will be placed so as to reduce the infections in the national capital territory of Delhi. Similarly, we have the level 3 orange and level 4 red. In the level 4 red, you can see that if the total cases is 16,000, or if the total use of oxygenated beds is 3,000 beds, in this case, the level 4 will be imposed, wherein many restrictions including closing down of normal shops also will be done by the Delhi government. So according to this, the Delhi government will bring in restrictions or would ease the restrictions in the capital territory area. Next we have an article where the former ambassador of Delhi is talking about Communist Party's strategies and political tactics. But there is one thing we should have to take a look. This is regarding the 123 deal. 123 deal or the agreement So what is this 123 deal or the agreement? Earlier, when India has detonated some nuclear bombs in the 1990s, we have seen Western countries, especially the United States, imposing severe restrictions on the Indian government and the trade with India. Later, we have seen how during the Manmohan Singh era, there was an agreement finalized between the United States and India. And according to this agreement, India has stated that India will not detonate any other bombs, nuclear bombs, and United States has stated that as long as India is observing and following the international norms regarding the nuclear weapon usage and nuclear technology usage, we will not impose any restrictions. And if India is continuously using nuclear technology for peaceful uses, it may be generation of electricity through nuclear technology, it may be using nuclear technology for treating cancer. So in all these areas, we will help India. So this is the 123 agreement. So you should note that 123 deal or an agreement is a deal between United States and India. It is regarding the cooperation in civil nuclear technology. It is talking about civil nuclear technology related cooperation between United States and India. So this is something new, something important in the examination. Next we have an article where it is stated that Himalayan yaks would be insured soon. In the image, you can see a Himalayan yak in the Arunachal Pradesh area. So what are these Himalayan yaks? We have seen numerous goats being reared in the Himalayan part. These goats would be used for taking wool and for producing various types of clothing equipment. And Himalayan yaks are also used for taking their wool and for producing various types of clothing equipment. And now it is stated that Himalayan yaks would be insured. We have seen the number of Himalayan yaks living in the country reducing by 25% within 5-year span. So between 2014 and 2019, the number of Himalayan yaks living in India has been reduced by 25%. Experts have stated that due to the negative impact on the climate change, the number of Himalayan yaks is reducing in the country. So to promote the rearing of Himalayan yaks and to protect the rearers who are rearing the Himalayan yaks, the Indian government through its own insurance agency has signed an agreement. It will be regarding the insurance policy for all the Himalayan yaks in the country. Next we have an article where it is stated that the Delhi government will award the Tokyo Olympic winners. So what is this new policy brought out by the Delhi government? It is stated that if a person living in Delhi or is a resident of Delhi, if he wins a gold medal in the Tokyo Olympics, that is the coming up Olympics this year, then he would be awarded 3 crore rupees as reward. Similarly, if someone wins the silver medal, then the Delhi government will give him 2 crores. For bronze medal Olympic winners, the reward would be 1 crore. This amount is being given by the Delhi government so as to promote the sporting culture and athletes in the Union Territory of Delhi. Next we will come to the practice MCQs. First question, deal or the agreement 123 is an agreement between India and which country for civil nuclear cooperation? Is it between India and United Kingdom? Is it between India and US? Is it between India and France, or is it with Russia? The answer is the United States. Next question is the number of national green tribunals operating in the country as of now. Are they 2? Are they 5? Are they 7? Are they 9? The answer is 5. Current strength of national green tribunals is 5. Next question, Minister of newly launched Cooperatives Ministry is, that is, who is the minister for the newly launched Cooperative Ministry? Is it Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan? Is it Mr. Kiran Rijiju? Is it Mr. Anurag Thakur? Is it Mr. Amit Shah? The answer is Mr. Amit Shah. Next question, state list has how many subjects? Is it 97? Is it 66? Is it 47? Or is it none of the above? The answer is none of the above, because the state list has 66 subjects before the year 1976, but now it has only 61 subjects because 5 subjects have been taken from the state list and they have been kept under the concurrent list. This is the reason for the answer being the none of the above. And with this, we have come to the end of this session. Inform about Addod's initiative to your other aspirant friends. You can visit our website to attempt more mock tests based on today's current affairs. Thank you for watching.
Addod Solutions. Add-on Desires.